nostrils to take a breath of air. They do that without thinking. When they're in an environment like this, in a zoo, you've got to keep them occupied with different things. You've got to give them different toys to play with. Do anything you can to stop them getting bored. If boredom sets in, behavioural problems develop. That's why we're teaching them different things all the time. We've got some hoops up here, and I throw the hoops in the water. Merlin brings them back to me. We trained him to do this when he was a tiny pup, and all you have to do is throw the hoops in the water and wait. You have to wait for the sea lion to bring one back. Now, you might have to wait minutes, hours, days, weeks, but when they bring you a hoop back, give them a reward, give them a pat on the back, say, well done, good boy, and you've trained them to retrieve. It's very basic, but you've got to start somewhere. Yeah, so he learned to do that as a young pup by just rewarding him with a piece of fish and a pat on the back the first time he brought a hoop back. He's brought them back ever since, whenever I throw them in the pool. But now he's going to show you his catching skills. This took several months of practice for him to learn to catch them over his head. At first, they try catching them in the mouth. At first, they'd bounce off the nose, they'd end up on the floor in the pool. Watch him now, he rarely misses a single hoop because he's got very good vision, he's got good eye and muscle coordination. Like us humans, they've got two eyes facing forward, so he can judge how fast the hoops are moving, he can judge where they're moving to, and he can stretch out that long neck to catch them. If he gets this, give him a big clap. Well caught, Merlin, fantastic. After several months of practice, he started to find catching hoops quite easy. So we started to make it more difficult by flipping them. And when we flip them, they are much more difficult to catch. He's got to adjust his head at the last second if he's going to catch them like this. So quick reactions needed to do this. Every time the animals start to find something easy, we try to make it more difficult for them. And this is certainly more difficult, especially with the sun in his eyes. It doesn't seem to affect his ability to catch at all, though. He's got lightning fast reflexes. For some reason, he's always got to look over his shoulder to check he's caught the hoop. We don't know why, because they've just gone over his head. But he likes to have a little glance every time, just to reassure himself that he's definitely caught it. You've got 4, and that is 5 out of 5. Well done, Bill. Perfect catching there. Now, they can actually catch fish in the wild if they can't see. And this is quite hard to explain, but sea lions and seals can find food using their whiskers to detect movement in the water. These whiskers around the nose are incredibly sensitive. Each one of them has a strong nerve at the base, and it makes them more sensitive than our fingertips. They can feel for movement in the water with them. And when a fish swims, it moves its tail from side to side. This creates little waves in the water behind the fish. The whiskers can detect these tiny wave patterns from up to 10 metres away, and if they follow them, it leads them to the fish. Now here, we're not allowed to feed them live fish, which means that here, in a zoo, they don't really use the whiskers for anything, unless you practice the ball balancing with them. To balance the ball, Merlin's learnt to use his whiskers to help him. He could do this with his eyes closed. He's not watching the ball at all. When the ball's on his nose, he's using his whiskers to feel which way it's moving. It's a very clever skill. People sometimes say to me, it's a circus trick that, it's a magic trick that. It's not a trick, it's a talent, it's a skill, there's no trickery involved. There is a lot of practice goes into this though. It took him years to learn how to do this. The sea lions can't do it straight away. You've got to convince them they can do it. And that takes practice, it takes positive reinforcement. If he drops the ball, we don't punish him. That's often how people assume we train the animals. They do something wrong, we punish them, and that's how they learn. That's no way to train an animal. If I was to punish him for any reason, he wouldn't trust me. And trust is really important when you work closely with them, because they've got sharp teeth. If they don't trust you, you'll be in big trouble. So the training's just about practice, and with a lot of practice, he can now keep his head fairly still like that, and the ball hardly moves. That's the sign of an expert. Well done. Good balance there, Merlin. Okay, next he's going to attempt a backwards somersault. Now this is trained using something called a target. A target is simply a stick with a yellow spot on one end. And all we do is reward the sea lion when they touch the yellow spot with their nose. Again, give them a pat on the back, say well done, good boy, give them a fish when they do that. After about 5 minutes, they'll just sit there with their nose on the spot. After about 10 minutes of rewarding them for touching it, they start to follow it like this, in any direction. And before you know it, they'll follow the target anywhere, so it becomes a bit like a lead. If I want him to follow me anywhere, move from pool to pool, all I need is the target in my hand, and and he's never far behind that spot on the end of the stick. He'll also lay down for me, if I put the target on the floor, like that, and he will lay here like this with the vet present. So when the vet pays a visit, Merlin's trained to lay down and relax so we can examine him from nose to tail, like that. And you saw him standing on his front flippers earlier. That's trained by just placing the target in front of the sea lion. They lean forward to touch it. You give him a clap, I give him a fish. Here, presto. Well done. But this backwards somersault he's about to show you took a long, long time to train. By circling the target above the water over and over again, getting him to try and follow it, eventually we got to this point. Now you wait in the corner till I give you the signal. He loves doing this because he's the expert at it. The other sea lions are quite frankly rubbish at this. But he's brilliant at it. Watch in front of me, he's going to do a complete loop in midair. It's fast, so don't blink or you'll miss it. Are you ready, Merlin? Go! 3, 2, 1! Yeah, lovely twist in midair. That was a perfect somersault. Give yourself a big round of applause. Good one. Okay, now, at this point, we're going to bring out Marvin to join Merlin on stage. Marvin is a little bit older, a little bit bigger than Merlin here. He's 21. He was born in Whipsnade Wild Animal Park, and he's Merlin's best mate. Now, they've been brought up here together, and although there's a few years difference between the two, they are the best of friends, but they're also very competitive. They both like to be the centre of attention at all times. So that's why we've spent a few minutes with Merlin on his own to give him a bit of individual attention. But now they're both out on stage together. And are you going to promise to behave, Marvin? We shall see. Now, he's going to start by doing the tower dive. This is something that Merlin won't actually do. You've probably noticed the tower at the side of the pool. We built this several years ago for the sea lions to dive from. Merlin will actually climb right to the top if we ask him to. But he gets to the top, looks in the pool, shakes his head and walks back down again. Marvin will actually make the dive. When he gets to the top, we'll give him a countdown from 3 to 1. When he dives in, we'll give him a big round of applause. That includes you, Merlin. You've got to give him a clap if he makes the jump. Are you ready, Marvin? 3, 2, 1, jump! Straight in, a lovely dive. Very graceful indeed. That was very graceful. And we'll quickly show you Marvin's balancing skills. Now, this is where Merlin gets a bit annoyed because he can't do this. Marvin can balance a 10-pin bowling skittle on his nose. Much harder than balancing a basketball, isn't it, Marvin? He is the only sea lion here that can do this. And we were amazed when he first did this because that's a hard object to balance. It's very heavy, it's a totally different shape to the ball. It's only touching a few whiskers. Bless you. He's trying to put him off, trying to make him drop it. Yeah, it's only touching a few whiskers, which is what makes this hard to balance. But not only can he balance it on his nose, he can walk around without dropping it. Merlin tries putting him off. He goes for a swim, barks at him, sneezes at him, does anything he can to try and make Marvin drop a skittle. But Marvin just totally ignores him. Now this is amazing. He can actually dive off the stage and into the pool without the skittle falling off his nose. And he's the only sea lion here at Flamingoland that's ever learned to do that. So he's very proud of that fact, and rightly so. It's an amazing use of the whiskers and a brilliant bit of balancing. Well done, Marvin. And back to his stand. That is a perfect balance. 10 out of 10 there. Brilliant. Yeah, very good. Now in just a moment, Marvin's going to join me round the back and he's going to be posing for photos. Now if you want a photo with him, you've got to buy one of our posters. We've got some giant posters featuring these two. They're £5 each. Anyone that buys a poster can pose for photos with Marvin if you've got your phones or your cameras with you. It is £5 per person. You've got to take your own pictures, but it's a great photo opportunity. You get that cool poster, and he even does this for your photos. He sticks his tongue out. Go on, stick your tongue out. Yeah, like that. He finds that very amusing. And all the proceeds from those posters go directly back to these guys. So not only are you getting a cool souvenir, you're also contributing to the sea lions here and their everyday care. It mainly contributes to those never-ending fish bills, which have racked up at an alarming rate throughout the lockdowns with nobody coming in. So we appreciate anyone that buys a poster, don't we, Marvin? Yes, we do. Now, he's going to end the show by attempting the ball jump. He's aiming for the pink ball suspended above the pool. He's going to try and hit that pink ball with his nose. Now that's a very big jump for a very big sea lion. He weighs 130 kilos, 20 kilos heavier than Merlin. So to jump that high takes some effort. If he misses, I want you to give him a clap just for trying. If he hits it, I want a big cheer. Are you ready? Marvin, on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Here he comes like a rocket into the air and he got it. Now you can see our little sea lion Matteo, he's swimming around over in the corner pool. He's been on stage twice today already, so he's having a break now. Merlin will be swimming around in here, Marvin will be round there. If you want your photos with him, just head out through that gate to the right hand side of the pool. Whatever you do, have a great day at Flamingoland. From Marvin, Merlin and me, take care, stay safe, bye-bye.